SAFM, South Africa's news and information leader.
Thanks, Nancy. The UN World Food Programme to honour Desmond Tutu and Cosatu's Vavi launches a major anti-corruption drive. Good afternoon. The UN World Food Programme is honouring Archbishop Emeritus Desmond Tutu as a global champion in the battle against hunger. WFP will present an award to Tutu during a dinner at the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland later today. Tutu is the fourth recipient of the award. Recent recipients include former UN Secretary General Kofi Annan. US correspondent Sherwin Bryce Peace.
The main area of concern here is really looking at the system of capitalism. You have to look at the pockets of the areas within capitalism that have been problematic, especially the people that find themselves at the bottom of the value chain, the food chain, if you will, the most vulnerable, the poor. So you literally have, when there's a crisis and when there's a shock to the system, who are the ones that suffer the most? It's those that are suffering anyway. It's really a discussion around looking at a system that will protect the most vulnerable when those shocks do come, and there will be shocks in the future.
Free State municipalities are in dire financial straits, with some already on the verge of collapse. Allegations of rampant corruption, fraud and financial mismanagement are some of the root causes of the current state of affairs. All 20 municipalities in the province are owed a staggering 4 billion rand, of which government departments alone account for 300 million rand of the total debt. In some instances, some of the municipalities are bearing the brunt of the illegal strikes by disgruntled workers as service delivery grinds to a halt. Cooperative governance head in the province, Kopung Radikontsane, says poor management and a lack of financial systems and control measures are largely to blame.
In terms of the 4 billion debt that our municipalities are owed in the Free State, 300 million is from government. So we are actually busy ensuring that we reduce that. It has been reduced significantly because it was over 700 million. So it has been reduced significantly, but the outstanding debt is now a problem because then we need to confirm the billing of the municipality.
Limpopo police have confirmed that they are investigating a case of fraud against the Premier's wife, Mohadi Matale. Police spokesperson Hangwane Mulaudzi says the Batlhabine Foundation has laid the case against Mrs. Matale and her board of directors for allegedly excavating clay soil from the mountain at Tabina in the Zanin area without permission. Matale's company excavates the soil to manufacture bricks at the Batlhabine brickyard. Mulaudzi says the Hawks are investigating.
That case has now been referred to the Hawks, who are probing the allegations of fraud, and the investigations are continuing, and as to how long it will take, we are not sure. I can confirm that the Premier's wife is also allegedly involved in this, but our focus is not the Premier's wife, but is the foundation that she is a director of.
COSATU General Secretary Zwelinzima Vavi says the launch of the civil society anti-corruption agency Corruption Watch is the realization of a dream to provide South Africans the chance to play a meaningful role in combating it. The agency is being launched in Johannesburg today. Vavi has warned that corruption is spreading like wildfire and threatening to engulf the country and extinguish its potential. Vavi sketched a bleak picture of the devastating impact of corruption on ordinary citizens. He says it robs patients in hospitals and school children of their nutritional provisions and transport and workers of their pensions. Vavi cited a figure of 30 billion rand as the amount government loses each year due to corruption.
The loss of such huge sums of money has a devastating impact on the economy. Billions of rands which could have been used to improve our healthcare and education system, to promote economic growth and creating jobs and providing basic services to our poorest communities, are being squandered by a few.
Firefighters have managed to extinguish the fire at Green Acres Shopping Centre in Port Elizabeth. The fire started in the early hours of this morning, damaging part of the centre. The firefighters struggled to access the fire points because of the smoke in the store. Divisional Head of the Nelson Mandela Municipality Fire and Emergency Services, Ben Kutsia, says they are now mopping up.
It was quite a big fire for us. We have problems accessing the incident because you can appreciate that the security level was quite high, and it took us about less than an hour, we had the fire surrounded and we started active firefighting. Unfortunately, there was a lot of smoke and water damage due to the sprinkler system that were operating continuously in the shopping centre. However, at this stage the fire is completely extinguished. We are just ventilating and mopping up.
And finally, further afield, Australian Prime Minister Julia Gillard and leader of the opposition, Tony Abbott, have been dragged to safety after being surrounded by an angry group of Aboriginal protesters. The pair had been at a ceremony celebrating Australia's National Day when protesters gathered outside the restaurant and started banging on the glass.